Work hard, save more, climb the ladder, pay your dues. These phrases are so common that we have stopped questioning them. But let me ask you something uncomfortable. If doing everything right guaranteed wealth, why are so many honest, hardworking people still living paycheck to paycheck? Why do some people make millions doing what looks like very little, while others break their backs for minimum wage? The answer is not luck, is not inheritance, is not even intelligence. The answer is something far more practical and far less discussed. Money does not come from effort. Money comes from leverage. Before you click away thinking this is another get-rich-quick video, stay with me. I'm not promising you overnight millions. I am promising you something better, a truthful map, a system you can actually follow. And it starts with understanding the single biggest lie about wealth that most people never unlearn. The lie is this: you have been taught that money is a reward for suffering. Think about it. From childhood, we hear things like, nothing worth having comes easy, no pain, no gain, sweat equity. These phrases have convinced us that the amount of money you deserve is directly proportional to the amount of discomfort you endure. So what happens? You unconsciously seek out difficulty. You feel guilty when something is easy. You sabotage your own success because deep down, you believe that if you are not struggling, you're not earning. This is not motivation. This is a psychological trap. Let me give you a true story. In the early 2000s, a man named John Bogle was running Vanguard, the investment firm he founded. He proposed something radical, an index fund that would simply track the entire stock market instead of paying expensive managers to pick stocks. Wall Street laughed at him. They said no one would invest in mediocrity. They said real wealth came from active trading, from sweating over stock picks, from doing the hard work. But Bogle understood leverage. He knew that the effort of picking stocks was mostly wasted. So he built a fund that required almost no management. One decision, one structure, then he let it run. Today, Vanguard manages over $7 trillion. And Bogle became a billionaire not by working harder than anyone else, but by building a system that worked without him. His story proves that leverage beats effort every single time. Now imagine two people. One works 12 hours a day in a warehouse. Heavy lifting, hot conditions, exhausting, honest labor. The other person spends 3 hours recording a video, posts it online, and that video generates ad revenue while they sleep. Who work harder? The warehouse worker. Who earn more? It depends, but often the video creator. And here's where most people get angry. They say it is not fair, and they are right. It is not fair. But fairness has never been the law of wealth. The law of wealth is leverage. Leverage is the ability to do more with less, to turn 1 hour of effort into 1,000 hours of results, to build something that works whether you are awake or asleep. The warehouse worker has no leverage. Their income stops the moment they stop working. The video creator has massive leverage. Their content works forever. That is the difference. Not effort. Not virtue, not luck, leverage. So the first question you need to ask yourself is not how can I work harder? Is how can I add leverage to what I already do? And the answer is simpler than you think. Leverage comes in 4 forms: code, content, capital, and collaboration. Code is software. Every app, every website, every automation is code working for you. You do not need to be a programmer anymore. Tools exist that let you build with no code at all. A simple booking system, a payment link, an email sequence. These are small pieces of code that work endlessly. Content is video, audio, writing, or design that continues to reach people after you create it. A single YouTube video can be watched for years. A single podcast episode can be downloaded 10,000 times. A single blog post can bring you customers for a decade. Content is leverage because you create it once and it sells you forever. Capital is money working for you. But do not misunderstand. You do not need millions to start. $100 in an index fund is capital working. $10 in a digital tool that saves you time is capital working. Capital is not about being rich. It is about letting your past earnings do your future work. Collaboration is other people. You cannot scale your own hands, but you can scale through partners, employees, freelancers, or even simple trades of skill. 1 hour of someone else's expertise can save you 10 hours of learning. That is leverage. Stop trying to do everything alone. The wealthy never do. Here is another true story. In 2008, a woman named Sarah Blakely had an idea. She wanted better undergarments to wear under white pants. She had no fashion experience, no business degree, no investors. She had $5,000 in savings. Instead of trying to build a factory or a brand overnight, she used leverage. She learned the basics of patent law herself. She wrote her own patent application to save money. She found a small manufacturer who would work with her. She packaged her product in a simple cardboard box. That one product, Spanx, became a billion-dollar company. Blakely did not work harder than every other woman with an idea. She worked differently. She focused on the one asset that could scale. One product, one patent, one manufacturer. Then she let the market do the rest. She is now the youngest self-made female billionaire in history. Not because she suffered more, because she leveraged more. Now, here's where most people freeze. They hear leverage and they think, I do not know how to code. I'm not creative. I have no money. I have no network. And those thoughts are exactly why you are stuck. Because you are waiting for perfect conditions that will never arrive. Every wealthy person you admire started with nothing. What they had was not resources. It was resourcefulness. They looked at what they had, not at what they lacked. And they built from there. Let me tell you about someone you have never heard of. His name is Noah Kagan. In his 20s, he was employee number 30 at Facebook. He got fired. Then he was employee number 4 at Mint, the personal finance app. That company sold for $170 million. But here's what most people do not know. After those big wins, Noah tried and failed at dozens of businesses. He started a t-shirt company. It failed. He started a dating site. It failed. He started a food delivery service. It failed. But he kept building small assets. A simple email newsletter. A basic online course. A free spreadsheet that people wanted. One of those small assets was a PDF guide called OK Dork. It was just a collection of interviews with successful people. Nothing fancy. No video editing. No fancy design. That small asset grew into a community, then a podcast, then $1 million business. Noah tells this story not to brag about the successes, but to remind us that behind every big win are dozens of small, unglamorous assets that no one ever saw. He did not work harder. He built more. You have something you can share. A skill, a system, a template, a checklist, a short guide, a video tutorial, something that someone else would pay $5 or $10 to save themselves time. That is your first asset. It does not need to be perfect. It does not need to change the world. It just needs to solve one small problem for one small group of people. Build that. Then build another. And another. That is how wealth is built. One small leverage point at a time. But there is another layer to this that no one talks about. Even with leverage, most people fail. Not because they cannot build. Because they cannot wait. They build something small. It does not make them rich in a week, and they abandon it. Wealth is not a sprint. It is a compound curve. The first month you might make $5. The second month, $5 again. The third month, maybe 10. And you will feel like it is not working. But if you keep adding leverage points, keep improving, keep showing up, something happens around month 12 or month 18. The curve bends upward. Suddenly, your $5 asset is making 50, then 200, then 1,000. Not because you changed anything dramatic. Because small efforts compounded over time look like miracles to people who did not watch them grow. This is the secret that the get-rich-quick gurus hide from you. They show you the top of the curve. They do not show you the long flat line at the beginning where nothing seemed to happen. But that flat line is where most people quit. And that is exactly why you should not quit. Because if you're struggling right now, if you're building and seeing no results, you're not failing. You are experiencing the necessary silence before the compound curve takes off. Stay. Keep building. Do not stop. Now, let me tell you a story about patience. In 1994, a man named Jeff Bezos left a comfortable job on Wall Street to start an online bookstore. His parents invested $250,000 into his idea. Most people remember the success, but few remember the first several years. Amazon lost money for 4 straight years. Wall Street called it Amazon.bomb. Analysts said Bezos was a fool. Employees quit. The stock price collapsed from $100 to less than 10. Bezos could have quit. He could have gone back to banking. But he kept building. Not harder, smarter. He took the losses as data. He learned what customers wanted. He built infrastructure, warehouses, distribution systems, the Prime membership. Each of those was an asset that worked whether Bezos was in the office or not. Today, Amazon is worth nearly $2 trillion. And Bezos did not get there by grinding longer hours than everyone else. He got there by building assets that compounded while he slept. The flat years felt like failure. They were not. They were the necessary foundation. Now let me address something else. The guilt. Many of you watching right now feel guilty about wanting more money. You have been told that desiring wealth is greedy, that wanting to escape the paycheck cycle is selfish, that chasing financial freedom means you do not care about others. Let me free you from that guilt right now. Wanting money is not greed. What you do with money determines that. Money is a tool, nothing more, nothing less. A hammer in the hands of a builder creates a home. The same hammer in the hands of someone destructive creates damage. Money is the same. It amplifies who you already are. If you're a generous person, money makes you more generous. If you're a kind person, money allows you to help more people. If you're a creative person, money gives you the freedom to create more. Do not feel guilty for wanting resources to live a better life and serve the people you love. That guilt is a cage. Walk out of it. Here is one more true story. A man named Osceola McCarty lived in Mississippi. She worked as a washerwoman. For 75 years, she washed other people's clothes by hand. She never made more than a few dollars a day. She never owned a car. She never traveled. She lived in a small house without air conditioning. But every week, she put a little money into a savings account. Not because she understood compound interest intellectually, because she trusted it. By the time she retired, she had saved $280,000. That is not a fortune by modern standards. But here's what she did with it. She donated $150,000 to the University of Southern Mississippi to fund scholarships for Black students who could not otherwise afford college. A washerwoman, no leverage, no assets, no education, just consistent, patient saving. And she changed dozens of lives. Her story proves that you do not need millions to matter. You just need to start. She did not work hard by accident. She worked with intention. And her wealth, modest as it was, became a gift to generations she would never meet. So how do you actually start? Let me give you a practical, step-by-step path that requires no special skills and almost no money. Step 1. Identify one problem you have solved for yourself. Not a global problem, a small, personal problem. Maybe you figure out how to meal plan on a budget. Maybe you created a system for paying off debt. Maybe you learned how to negotiate a raise. Maybe you designed a workout routine that fits into a busy schedule. Think small. Think specific. Step 2. Turn that solution into a simple asset. A PDF guide, a 30-minute video, a set of templates, a short email course. Keep it simple. Do not overbuild. Your first asset should take you no more than 1 weekend to create. Step 3. Price it low. Not because your work is not valuable, because you want your first sales to come easily. $10, $5, even $3. The price is not the point. The point is to complete the cycle of creation and sale. That feeling of someone paying you for something you built once is the most powerful motivator in the world. Step 4. Tell people about it. Post it on social media. Email it to 3 friends. Mention it in a comment. Do not be shy. You are not begging. You are offering a solution. That is service, not desperation. Step 5. Do not stop after 1. Build a second asset, then a third. Each asset might only make a few dollars a day, but 10 assets making $5 a day is $50 a day. That is $1,500 a month. That is rent. That is groceries. That is breathing room. And once you have breathing room, you can build bigger assets. Courses, software, real estate. The path is the same. Start small. Compound. Scale. Now let me talk about fear, because fear is the real reason you have not started. You tell yourself you do not have time, but you watch 3 hours of television a week. That is time. You tell yourself you do not have skills, but you have solved problems every single day of your life. Those are skills. You tell yourself no one will pay, but people pay for convenience, for templates, for shortcuts, for systems. Every day, on every platform. The fear is not based on reality. The fear is based on a voice in your head that wants to keep you safe and small. That voice is not your friend. That voice is the reason you are still where you were 3 years ago. Thank it for trying to protect you. Then do it anyway. I'm going to say something that might sound harsh, but I mean it with love. No one is coming to save you. Not the government. Not a lottery ticket. Not a rich relative. Not a lucky break. The life you want will not fall from the sky. It will be built by you, with your hands, one small asset at a time. That is not a curse. That is the most freeing truth you will ever hear. Because if no one is coming to save you, then you are not waiting for permission. You are not hoping for circumstances to change. You are not begging the universe for a sign. You are simply starting. And starting is something you can do right now, in this moment, without anyone else's approval. So here is my challenge to you. Before tomorrow morning, write down one problem you have solved for yourself. Just one. Then write down one simple way you could package that solution for someone else. A PDF, a video, a template. That is it. You do not have to build it tonight. You just have to decide what you will build. Because clarity is the first and most important step. Most people never even get that far. They stay in a fog of vague dreams. I want to be rich. I want freedom. But they never define what rich means or what freedom looks like. Define it. Write it down. Make it small. Make it real. And if you're sitting there thinking, I have nothing to offer, I have no skills, I have no value, let me stop you right there. That thought is not humility. That is self-rejection. You have survived every single day of your life. You have learned something every single day. You have solved problems, big and small, every single day. That is value. That is skill. That is something someone else would pay for. The only thing missing is your belief that it counts. It counts. Start acting like it. Let me leave you with this. The wealthiest people I know are not the smartest. They're not the luckiest. They're not the hardest working. They're the most consistent. They built one thing, then another, then another. They did not stop when the first asset failed. They did not stop when the first month made no money. They did not stop when their friends laughed or their family doubted. They just kept building. And after enough small builds, something shifted. The leverage compounded. The assets started feeding each other. And suddenly, the effort that once felt impossible became automatic. That is the true secret of wealth. Not a single massive breakthrough. 1,000 tiny breakthroughs that no one else bothered to make. You are capable of this. I know you are because you're still here. You made it to the end of a long video about finance and wealth. That alone puts you ahead of 90% of people. Do not waste this moment. Do not let this information sit in your mind without turning into action. Go build something small. Go create your first asset. Go prove to yourself that you are not a victim of your circumstances. And then come back and tell me about it. If this video meant something to you, if even one sentence changed how you think about money and effort, then do 3 things for me. First, subscribe to this channel. Not because I need another number, because you need a commitment to yourself. That subscribe button is a line in the sand. Press it and say out loud, I am serious about building my future. Second, leave a comment. Tell me one small asset you're going to build this week. Do not write maybe. Write a real sentence. I'm going to create a PDF guide on how I organize my finances. I'm going to record a video showing how I save time on grocery shopping. I'm going to build a template for freelance contracts. Write it. Put it into the world. Make it real. Third, like and share this video. The algorithm shows videos to more people when real humans interact with them. Your like is not a favor to me. It is a favor to someone else who needs to hear this message. Someone who is still grinding themselves into exhaustion. Someone who has not yet learned that they can build instead of beg. Send this video to one person you care about. Send it with a message that says, let us build our first assets together. I do not have a course to sell you. I do not have a funnel or a checklist or a secret mastermind. What I have is the same desire you do. The desire to stop trading life for money. The desire to wake up without fear. The desire to look at a bank account and feel peace instead of panic. That desire is enough. It is the only fuel you need. So go, start, build, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, do not work harder. Work once. Build assets. Sleep well. Take care of yourself. Here is a heartfelt, conversational call to action you can add to the end of either script, asking viewers to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Before you go, I want to ask you something honestly. If this video gave you even one new idea, if it made you think differently about money or effort or what you are capable of building, then please do me one small favor. But here is the truth. This favor is not really for me. It is for you. Hit the like button right now. Not because I'm chasing a number, but because that button is a promise you make to yourself. When you press like, you are telling the algorithm and you're telling your own brain that this kind of content matters to you. You are voting for more videos about building assets instead of begging for paychecks. You are voting for your own financial education. So press it, mean it, and let that be the first small action you take today. Next, subscribe to this channel. I'm not asking for a blind subscription. Watch a few more videos first if you want. But if you keep coming back, if you keep finding value here, then make it official. Subscribe and ring the bell. Because I'm building something here. Not a brand, not a business, a library. A collection of honest, useful, actionable videos for people who are tired of being told to work harder and want to learn how to work once. I want you in that library. I want you to have access to every single video I make from this point forward. Subscribe and you will never miss another one. Third, leave a comment. And do not just write something generic. Write something real. Tell me one asset you're going to build this week. One small thing. A PDF. A template. A single YouTube video. A $5 guide. Write it down in the comments. I read them. I really do. And there is something magical about writing a goal in public. It becomes harder to ignore. So write your asset. I will be watching for it. And who knows, maybe I will reply and check in on you. Finally, share this video with one person. Just one. Send it to a friend, a family member, a coworker, a partner. Someone you have watched struggle. Someone you have seen trade too many hours for too little money. Someone who needs to hear that there is another way. Send it with a short message. Just say, I am building my first asset this week. Want to join me? That simple message could change someone's entire year. And it will hold you accountable too. Because once you tell someone else what you are building, you are far less likely to quit when it gets hard. Look, I do not have a course to sell you. I do not have a fancy funnel or a secret checklist. I have the same desire you do. The desire to stop trading life for money. The desire to wake up without fear. The desire to build something that works even when I am sleeping. That desire is enough. It is the only fuel you need. So please, like, subscribe, comment, share. Not for me, for the person you are becoming. For the future you who looks back at this moment and thanks you for starting. I will see you in the next video. Until then, do not work harder. Work once. Build assets. Sleep well. And take care of yourself.